The world of video games is always growing. Though gaming consoles are at the forefront of the industry, portability has become increasingly important over the past decade. We've already had successful portable gaming devices, like the Nintendo, managed with the Switch, but companies like Verizon are looking to take that even further. They've now partnered with Razer to develop a 5G gaming handheld. We'll be covering that news and more in today's video. First up, Verizon's new gaming handheld. Handheld gaming has been a staple of the video game industry ever since Nintendo released the Game Boy back in 1989. Since then, things have changed quite a bit. We're no longer limited to having a dedicated device for gaming like that, as smartphones are more capable of running software that used to be available back then. But that doesn't mean they're the peak of what's possible. Apart from the lack of visual fidelity you get with mobile phones, when you compare them to gaming consoles, you also don't have the same level of control. That's why handheld gaming devices will always have a place in the market, and it's why companies are investing so heavily in researching and developing new technology. We've already seen that there's a ton of interest in larger devices like the Nintendo Switch, and at the moment, there aren't many competitors that even come close to what's been achieved by them. Enter Verizon. Back in September, the American mobile network company took to the Mobile World Congress in Las Vegas to reveal their new partners and products. One of those announcements included a teaser of a product made in collaboration with gaming tech giant Razer and communications company Qualcomm. That product was called the Razer Edge 5G, and it was touted as the world's first 5G gaming handheld that's built for high-performance gaming on the move. Next, details of the device. Though the device was properly unveiled in October at RazerCon, they didn't give away too much in this initial reveal. We did get a few details about what to expect. For starters, the device will run on Android rather than its proprietary software. That's unusual for handhelds like this. From Sony's PSP to Nintendo's Switch, any handheld worth its salt has always run on its own special software. The fact that it runs on Android might be a problem for many, as other portable consoles that have tried it have failed in the past. But the Edge 5G's other offerings might be enough to offset that concern. One of the things that Verizon spotlighted was the fact that the device will allow users to access cloud gaming services like Xbox Cloud Gaming, and that's apart from the ability to play games stored locally on the device. That combination of functionality isn't really something that's around in the market at the moment. The Edge 5G's potential competitor, the recently announced Logitech G Cloud, is at a disadvantage there, as it only supports cloud gaming. We don't really know the exact specifications of the device, but we do know that a similar device was showcased a little while ago. That was Qualcomm's Snapdragon G3X handheld gaming developer kit, which was made to showcase the G3X platform. The G3X chipset apparently supports external displays up to 4K and has a GPU that can run games at a consistent 144 frames per second. Coming up, the controller and visuals. After RazerCon in October, we've gotten a lot more information about what to expect from the device. Apart from the touchscreen that will allow users to play popular Android games the same way that users do on their phones, the Edge 5G also has fully tactile controls thanks to the incorporated Kishi V2 controller called the V2 Pro. The Kishi V2 was sold as a controller for mobile phones, but was such a solid foundation that they bundled it up into a single piece with the device's screen and hardware. As with the original V2, the controller has a ton of customization options available, but it does have some important differences. Specifically, the controller now comes with Razer HyperSense adaptive haptic feedback in the triggers and a nifty 3.5mm audio port. Those adaptive triggers are no doubt a response to the amazing reception that Sony PS5's DualSense controllers have gotten, being the first to implement that technology. To get as close to the type of control you tend to have with console controllers, Razer has added micro switches in the face buttons and directional pad. When it comes to visuals, buyers will be treated to a stunning 6.8-inch AMOLED touchscreen display that they claim provides 87% more pixels than any of their competitors on the market at the moment. AMOLED tech allows for better color contrast, faster response times, lower temperature performance, and minimized reflection for any angle you'd like to hold it. Now for breaking down the specs. At the heart of this new handheld device is the Snapdragon G3X. This new chipset features a 3 GHz octa-core Cryo CPU and an Adreno GPU built for maximum graphics and top performance for every single watt. They say that means players won't have to sacrifice power for performance when it comes to long gaming sessions. So far, benchmark testing has revealed that the first generation of G3X performs at 2 to 3 times the speed of standard mobile platforms like the Snapdragon 720G. The AMOLED screen is also said to be optimized for the 5,000 mAh capacity battery so that gamers can enjoy hours of unimpeded entertainment. Apart from the fact that the device will have 5G incorporated, you also will have standard connectivity like Bluetooth 5.2, Sub-6, and Wi-Fi 6E. Though the device is no doubt being advertised as primarily for cloud gaming, you do have a decent amount of storage to play games offline. With there being 128 GB available, gamers will have access to native Android games, as well as those present on third-party launchers like Epic Games, which will come pre-installed. With everything that's being offered, it's a wonder that it amounts to just around 400 grams. If your interest's been piqued, you won't have to wait long to find out how the finished product will be, as it's slated to launch sometime in January of next year. Moving on to other news. Firstly, Verizon brings back Vittorio Colau. Verizon recently announced that they were once again appointing Vittorio Colau to their board of directors. Colau, formerly the CEO of Vodafone Group, had previously served on the board between 2019 and 2021. He left his duties at Verizon because he was appointed to serve as the Italian Minister of Innovation, Digital Transition, and Space from February 2021 to October 2022. Now that his responsibilities as minister are over, he's free again to join up with Verizon. The company announced his reinstatement in a press release in November, saying they were happy to have him on board as they execute their new 5G strategy. As someone that served on the Verizon Wireless Board of Representatives for 5 years, he has a unique insight into their wireless business. They said that he's been an amazing leader that brings with him a wealth of telecommunications expertise, making him an invaluable asset to the company. The board has appointed him to the Corporate Governance and Policy Committee and the Finance Committee. Next up, Verizon's new Fios TV device. With streaming platforms and devices popping up everywhere, made by every huge media company, it's no surprise that Verizon wants to dip its toes in the market as well. They recently announced a new streaming device called Fios TV that brings content from streaming, video on demand, and live TV services together in one place. According to images and a demonstration video, the home menu seems to display all the user's streaming apps at the very bottom, while the top row shows all the content that can be streamed under the current plan that they're subscribed to. According to Verizon, the menu's row order can be fully customized according to the user preference. There are also a lot of choices when it comes to how you want to consume media. Users have the choice to stream in 4K UHD and can also stream both at home or via the Fios TV mobile app. The platform also has an inbuilt store service. If users wish to use something that isn't included in their subscription package, like music or gaming apps, they can purchase it directly through the store menu or the Google Play Store service. Lastly, Verizon gradually culls TracFone brands. When Verizon announced that they were purchasing TracFone back in 2020, many expected that the company would be removing some of the brands that were on its roster. Over time, that prediction has proven to be true, though it's not happening as fast as people thought. The National Wireless Independent Dealer Association reported last month that Page Plus, Net10, and Go Smart would soon be meeting their demise. New dealers were apparently told that new customers could not be added to those brands following November 1st, but that doesn't seem to be the case, with a TracFone spokesperson saying that customers may do so until as late as November 2024. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think that the Razer Edge 5G will be able to compete with current handheld gaming devices? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you at the next one.